Hey man, you see it, just rocking that fridge protector hoodie. We got a lot to talk about today. Now, if you missed yesterday, this is what happened. Did y'all get disconnected?
Nope.
Yo, my demo crashed!
Oh my god!
It's lagging! No, fuck this game, man! Of course, I got a mixed set of responses. Now, I seen it coming from a mile away. That's not gonna stop me from giving my opinion. This video, I'm gonna give my review of the NBA Live 18 beta. But before we get to that, I need to respond to what the fuck happened yesterday. I was hurt. I felt betrayed by some people. Yo, alright, listen up. Some people were saying, Agent, you were very biased in that video. Biased how? It's not my purpose in any of my videos ever to persuade you to do something. Unless, of course, you're copping some merch at thecomeupdistrict.com. Me and my videos is entertainment. This shit is funny. And if it's not funny, it's informative. It's something. It's why people watch. I find it very ironic I spent the entire year criticizing NBA 2K17 and the giant disaster it was. And most of that time, I was getting labeled a 2K hater. Agent, what you doing? All you do is hate on 2K. And then the second I switch to criticism on a game I feel fairly deserves it, oh my god. Agent is a 2K sympathizer. What are we gonna do? Y'all gotta make your minds up. Which one am I? It is very, very possible that I'm just impartial. Yo, if you're gonna get offended by my opinion, believe me, it's not the place for you. I have a whole maybe 20 video playlist about rants I've done exposing shit NBA 2K's done. It's not my purpose to go out of my way to maliciously attack anybody. I feel like if something fairly deserves criticism, I'm not gonna just sit there and ignore it. I was just watching these responses like, okay, it's how we really feel. So I posted on Twitter, man, you know, there was a patch. I had to give NBA Live another chance. There was a patch. I wanted to see what changed. There was a lot of responses like Nick saying, it's just something new to play till 2K18 drops for me. I get that. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to find some new shit to do, right? And then I found a response that, yo, trust me, I don't really get offended by internet comments no more because I've dealt with so much at this point. I'm kind of numb to it. But this one here hurt deep inside my feelings, man, because it was an OG. He said you were biased the whole video. Where's the old truthful Agent? It's the same one. There was people saying the same thing about me when I was doing the rants with NBA 2K17. I don't have an affiliation, all right? You could pay me $1 million and it's not gonna make me... No, I would play a game. I would play the game, but it'd be tough for me to lie about the game. So everybody's always trying to put a label on some shit. How about this? There's no label. I play video games. There's some I enjoy, there's some I don't. And for the reasons I'm about to explain in this video, NBA Live 18 is one of those I don't. Anyway, on that note, subscribe if you guys are new. And let me get on to this NBA Live 18 beta review. Now, a lot of people were telling me, Agent, yo, it's a beta, all right? You need to relax. Now, I've been playing video games for a while. When I tell you there was a 0% possibility any significant change comes from the beta to the full game, especially considering they had 2 years to work on it. Nothing significant's gonna happen. Some minor shit is gonna happen on a day one patch, like it always does with almost every game that launches. But in about 2 weeks, GameStop's gonna have the game. It's too late at that point. It's day one patches, maybe a month in patch, 2 months in patches. I like the fact that they patched the beta though, because it means like they're proactive. They're really serious. It's cool. There's not many situations where I've seen like a beta be patched. So I don't know if, to be honest, I didn't even notice any difference. But there was some shit that clearly changed. It might have been a bug or a glitch I just wasn't aware of. Alright, so I'm gonna start with the good stuff. And then I'm gonna get to the stuff that concern me. Now, at any point in this video, you can feel free to post your opinion. It's not gonna hurt my feelings, trust me. Now, off rip, I don't have fun playing the game. I feel like it's... And maybe that's gonna change, because keep in mind, we don't know what Ultimate Team is yet. Like, we don't know if there's anything new added to that. All we know is the one, and what we were able to play in the beta. There's gonna be the rest of the game, right? So there's more depth than we were allowed to play. I recognize that. But when it comes down to it for me, we got a chance to play the game and the gameplay itself. The gameplay itself had so many flaws, it was just difficult for me to enjoy it without just sitting there like, that happened and that happened? Some of which can be cleared up easily with sliders. When someone makes a ridiculous shot, I'm not too worried about that. Same thing happened at the launch of 2K17. There was community lashback, and of course the sliders changed and adjusted based on what the community wanted. So I'm sure the same thing's gonna happen with some practice, some trial and error. There's gonna be less fuckery going into NBA Live 18, I'm sure. Now, I gave NBA Live 18 a chance. I hopped back on to play 2 of the 3 games I lagged out. This is probably some of the most frustrating shit to deal with. That on top of the awful button delay, which we're going to get to, it just ruined any and all fun the beta could have had for me. And this is what I mean. Why spend my time playing NBA Live when I hopped off NBA Live, went on to Rainbow Six, and had a good old fucking time for the next 2 hours?
Because they know where the bomb is.
Nah, I got the bomb. Fuck, I don't know if I
Oh,
can
you
press
did?
this
Oh,
thing.
shit, my bad.
10 seconds.
You left. Oh!
4 last stops.
Shot down the nut.
Yo, I thought I downed him. Did I down him? Fuck. Oh, it's a
See,
draw!
yo, I told you you could do it. I told you you could do it.
Oh my god.
Told you you could do it.
First things first, the game is $40, y'all. For a full price AAA title launching at $40? It's been a really long time since I've seen something like that. So anyway, 40 is interesting. I guess it's a way to get people into the door. If they were like, nah, I don't really give a fuck between the two, they're gonna go for the cheaper option. The environments look crazy. Now this goes without saying, when you're playing in the Drew or in Rucker Park, man, yeah, can it look better? It looks beautiful. I just wish like everybody who developed games made shit as beautiful as that. Now we knew that. Even Live 16 looked good. Live 18 found a way to look even better. The menus are just as creative. For me, it's a vibe. I don't know what it is about NBA Live, but the way the menus is set up, it just looks so fucking crispy clean. It's so creative. It's not like you see in any other video game. They find a way to separate themselves like that. I appreciate that, man. I can respect that. Now, it goes without saying, Live always wins in the soundtrack wars with 2K. Not even fucking close. The soundtrack on this shit is so fucking wavy, but then again, I could just switch to my computer over here and use Spotify. So for me, it's not a huge deal, but as good as there. Contact animations were probably the highlight in terms of the gameplay, as sometimes it feels forced, but it feels satisfying when you get a beautiful block or a crazy poster, although I feel like those happen way too often. That's the only highlight for me in terms of gameplay, is when you're driving on somebody, those pushback animations you get between you and the defender is a beautiful thing. Surprisingly, and maybe this is gonna change in the actual game, is it's super easy to level up your player. Like if you give me a day, I can sit here for 15 hours and max out my guy at this trajectory. But I don't know if that's gonna change, of course, but it's super easy to do it, and it's not that same NBA 2K grind. Probably for me, the most exciting thing, and I've been begging 2K to do this as well, is you can upgrade your player playing online. I cannot for the life of me play offline video games, all right? I still haven't completed the Uncharted 4 single player. I heard this shit was lit. I just can't get myself to play it. I'm a very online oriented person, so it sucks when they force me to play offline just to improve my player. So shout out to NBA Live, because you can hop on the live with the Pro-Am, with your squad, online with your peoples, and upgrade your player. It's a thing of beauty, to be honest. Like, I can't even overstate how important that is to me. So there we go. Those are the things that I found very positive. The graphics are cool. There's a lot of stuff I just didn't mind. I wasn't really negative on it, but I wasn't positive neither. But now let's get to the criticism. As I mentioned, I don't have fun playing this game. I mean, I was just on NBA Live, and I'm gonna talk about the lag in a second. I lagged out 3 straight games. People in the comments are telling me, Agent, I haven't had that issue. Now, that could be for a variety of different reasons. I live in Toronto. I don't know what that means or where the EA servers are located, but they don't fuck with me. I have the best possible internet you can have in the entire country. It does not get better than the internet I have, believe me. So when I'm lagging in any video game, I know there is a 0% chance that it's my fault. And for me, that's disappointing. When you have the best possible setup and yet you're still dealing with issues. Now, this is the portion of the video where we test input lag, which is when you click the button on your controller, how long it takes for the game to respond. This is huge, especially if you're playing competitive, because there's nothing worse than an unresponsive game, and 2K17 is probably the most unresponsive game I've ever seen until NBA Live 18. And oh my god, so I got to testing, man. I have a camera, I have a controller, and the footage of the actual game. So I'm gonna click the button and then count the frames until some action happens on the screen. Now, unless you know how to do some wiring and some next level shits, like there's no way to get a 100% verified, certified answer on this shit. So my test is a +or-5. There's +or-5 millisecond room for errors. And so I got to testing. My test showed me there's a 567 millisecond lag on passes. All right, I'm gonna click it.
Oh.
which means for over half a second, nothing happens. Which also means if there's a player on the cut, you can't get to him in time. Just to put into context, the Tekken 7 community was irate. They were out of control, furious because of 120 milliseconds input lag. Right now, we're talking about 567. So I decided to test the shooting. From the time you click the button till the animation starts, for the default shot, I was using a point shooter, minimum height, 267 milliseconds. That is atrocious. And it takes 901 milliseconds to get a green with that jump shot.
Oh shit.
That was just a test. It wasn't meant to be accurate. Yep, I got my shit, bro.
2K Labs sent a tweet and they said, for reference, it takes 500 milliseconds to get a green on 2K17. And 500 is already as bad as it can get. But 901, you're telling me it takes almost a second? So for some people, especially if you're casual, this is nothing. But for anybody who plays comp, you're like, are you fucking serious? So anyway, we want to talk about responsive. I've never seen a game this unresponsive before. Now it goes without saying, the cameras in NBA Live 18 are absolute garbage. I've never seen worse cameras. The player lock is an absolute joke. Baseline camera is usable, but it's still frustrating at times. The game speed is also another issue. For some reason, it feels like we're running in slow motion at times. It doesn't feel like there's real momentum to your players, and that's kind of frustrating for me because you'd be running a fast break and this shit's slow as fuck. The next one Low brought up to me and now I can't unsee it is the stealing animations look ridiculous. Who steals the ball like this? I've never seen this in my life. You click square in defensive stance and you'd expect him to just maybe flick his hand, poke, but he legit throws himself out of position and he doesn't even come back with the ball. It's the weirdest strategy to stealing I've ever seen in my life. I get that they don't want to make stealing overpowered, but the animation itself just looks ridiculous. When it comes to rebounding, I find that smalls rebound over bigs and bigs miss rebounds over smalls way more often than I would anticipate. I don't know how big of a role attributes play, but I know height doesn't play as big of a role as I feel like it should. Like, I be rocking with my max height rim protector and miss a rebound, and I clicked triangle at the right time. It just went to the guy that was right beside me who's a lot shorter. And now I have my new, literally minimum height point shooter, and I find the opposite is happening. It's weird. I don't know why. I feel like something should happen with the rebounding. It feels like there's no real point in touching your rebounding if that's gonna be the case. The biggest thing for me in terms of gameplay, and the biggest reason I can't have fun with this game, is the animations. You could just hop into the jump shots or your dribble animations. They look wonky, they look floaty, they look clunky, they look flimsy. I don't know the right word for it, but it doesn't look realistic to the point where it's like you be dribbling in the game and you're like, in my mind, I feel like when I see the animations in the game, because I feel like we waited 2 years. They didn't have to launch NBA Live 17, which means they didn't worry about bugs, glitches. All they did was worry about this beta and this release for this game. And there was rumors that the game might not have even launched. I don't know if y'all heard. I'm pretty sure the rumors ended up being false, but I was like, if NBA Live 18 doesn't launch, I don't know what we're doing at this point. But the animations itself, I can't handle, all right? On top of that, there's like 20 jump shots you can choose from in the entire game for guards, and maybe another 10 for big men. There's no jump shot creator, you can't mix and match. There's literally, I'm doing a lot of comparisons to 2K because they're both sim basketball games. Compared to 2K, the amount of selection you have for dribble moves, jump shots, literally everything except maybe celebrations. And even celebrations, 2K has a lot more, but I feel like Live has better celebration. If you're a big, there's only 2 dribble packages for my rim protector. If you hop into the dribble category, you can only see one other thing from default. And I get that big shouldn't be dribbling that much, but I'm like, yo, we can nothing? God damn, that shit was. And this one was huge for me because originally when we heard there was primary and secondary skills, I got excited because I thought, whoa, archetypes? I was going out of my mind. So on top of traits, we got primary and secondary. This can be a lot of depth. I got so excited until I realized that primary and secondary skills are just a nickname for attributes. I can upgrade my 3-point shot, my mid-range shot, my dribbling, my passing, and then 2 of the 3 secondary skills between on-ball defense, contested shot, and shot-off dribble. So if speed or speed with ball or any athleticism, if that's not one of your skills, you cannot upgrade that. So with my rim protector, I found out the hard way that there was no way to make him faster. Not a +5, not a +10, nothing. That shit had me feeling some type of way when I had to tell everybody I knew. And they were just as surprised as I was that this was... And I don't know, because we didn't get a chance to max out any players. I don't know that you could even max out all 5. Is it 5? All 6 of the attributes that your player has. So you can't even, if you can't even max out the 6? Oh, I just can't take this game seriously. After 2 years, I set my expectations so high, I was just waiting to be amazed. Then we saw the trailer drop, and they even flew me out to the event, and I saw more gameplay, and the angles were there. It looked so nice. Aside from the James Harden jump shot, which I called out in the video, it looks so nice. And then you get a chance to hop into the game, and it's improved from Live 16. We all know that, but to what avail? Live 16, that's where our standards are at? A game that's 2 years old that even in its prime underperformed massively? Like, the gameplay almost reminds me of 2K13 in that there's a lot of animations you couldn't get out of. So the contact, especially with the slashes, with the dunks, there's, of course, I didn't even mention balance issues. I couldn't go in depth because it's a beta and it maxes you out at 20, but I've played on 2 different accounts at this point, and people love the wing scorers and the slashers. I heard the post scorers, that one might be lit as well. But those dunking archetypes, like the wing scorers, just run it up, man. Dunks on dunks, facials, posters, everywhere. And I'm hoping, and I'm sure they can make tweaks and patches to fix this, which is why I'm not worrying about it too much. But there seems to be some serious balance issues. Some archetypes that could just do everything. Especially when I saw D Brown slasher bang an open 3, I was like, damn. If slashers can shoot open 3s, and dunk on people, and shoot mid-range, they're just a do-it-all archetype. That sums it up for me, man. I just don't enjoy playing it. I hope Ultimate Team comes out and changes that, but at the end of the day, when you hop into the game, it's gonna be the same gameplay we got a chance to experience here in this beta. As much as I want this game to do well, because NBA 2K17 was such a disaster, we're all looking for something fresh, I'm not gonna sit down and play this recreational. I'm enjoying Tekken 7 too much. I'm enjoying Rainbow Six too much for me to spend time playing this. Unless, of course, it's for YouTube purposes. I don't see myself getting on this game. That's sad for me, because we were hoping Live 17 was lit. It didn't come out. We were hoping Live 18 was lit. And for me, it's not. And that's about it for me, man. This video was long enough. Here's my review, all right? There's no such thing as bias. This is how I feel about the game. I can't force myself to have fun on a game, which is sad because, I mean, it's a fucking beta that just dropped. If anything, I should be addicted to playing this shit. Yet, I see myself saying, why would I spend time on Live when I could be playing Rainbow Six or I could be playing Tekken 7? It's just not a good use of my free time. And that's gonna be different for everybody. Some people are gonna hate the game a lot more than I do, and some people are gonna love the game. Some people are just impartial, they're looking for some shit to do until 2K18. And other people aren't getting neither, and they're just chilling watching the shit. So, hey, whichever boat you're on, it's not gonna offend me, basically is what I'm trying to say. Unless you attack my integrity like that guy on Twitter, man. Why would you do such a thing? I'm playing. Anyway, if y'all enjoyed, man, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Yo, I'm tired. I stayed up all night. It's 8 a.m. I'm going to sleep. So I'm gonna catch y'all later. I'm out. Peace.